All right. Awesome. So thank you all for being so patient with me. I appreciate it. It has been a long week. All right. Anyways.
No worries.
So, we all left off with you all making your way to an encampment of Legion of Nock. But before then, what did we do last session?
Time travel.
Yeah.
We time traveled here because the fucking child we're transporting transported to this time. I know that much.
Okay.
Because she was like glowing in a tank of water that was full of remnants. I know that much. I can't remember what I did that. Oh, I don't remember really doing it. I remember like wake up on the ship. We had a kid. We said, okay, let's go find some remnant for the kid. We talked to a guy, and we started smoking stuff out of his pipe. We all did that. Well, I did that.
No, you did that with him.
Yeah, you know. Lost my gold to him. The blobfish is now with Exel. Or whatever the fish was called. I can't remember what it's called.
It's a void fish.
Void fish, I keep thinking blobfish. I don't know what the blobfish. Oh, never mind. No, I know that it's got it.
Yeah, they're really ugly fish.
Yeah. Yeah, they get But Whitefish is now with Exel because it's swimming around all the around her, and Exel was like mine, and I said cool, and now Exel has a blind fish floating around him.
No, I told you to reach in and get it, and you said, "Nah, I'm good."
Well, you know, you're so nice about like giving it back. I'm like, nah, he can keep it. It's so nice.
No, you have like a floating lantern around you now. It's kind of cool.
Exactly.
Like, real, like, I was like, I can't take it back. I can't do that. It's just like rude. It's rude. But now we're here, and Solitude isn't here. Nothing's here except this encampment. And anybody else got anything? That's all I remember.
We're supposed to like kill your god, Tyr.
No, we're supposed to like knock.
Or knock.
No, we're supposed to save knock.
No?
You're not supposed to do any of that.
Alright, Dree, tell it.
Okay, what are we supposed to do with knock then? Does it stop knocking me in an apple, aren't we?
You need
No, we're not supposed to do anything with any gods.
Oh. Wait, I thought the
Oh,
one chick...
that's unchained. Never mind.
Oh, shoot.
Well,
Yeah.
Yep, thank you, Percy. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Well, you know, things are happening. Things happen around this place real fast.
I can't have two god storylines at once.
Yeah, for honest, one god. Why do you get one? You get one, motherfucker.
Okay.
One.
Sorry, as you were saying, Tree.
Say it, Dree. Go, Dree.
Okay, well, we don't have any storyline with the god right now, first off.
Well, no.
Second off, to start from the beginning, to actually get a good recap,
Okay.
me and Celine and Ethel brought what we now know as Lydia back to the ship.
Yep.
She has now met EJ and Malram,
Mm-hmm.
but we didn't know anything about the child or what their name was or anything. We tried different forms of communication with her, with no success at first. Then Ethel had this communication spell and was translating for us. Then we found out like how to keep her alive and to help her regenerate her limbs, and how her powers can help make her lose her limbs. And it can get dangerous very fast. Although some people want to use her for all of her power, in our group specifically. Then we, what is his name? Prince of the Unwanted? King of the Unwanted?
Mm-hmm.
He brought a great archmage, Salazar, and he wanted to learn more about the child as well. So they were gonna do this connecting spell. We didn't trust them at first. Well, Chris didn't trust them at first. And then they clashed, and their powers brought us back into time. We are now years before the clash, I believe.
Yes,
And we're in the middle of the desert, so all the places that we do know do not exist right now in this timeline. We ended up meeting with a group of Nock Legion paladins. So we decided to tag along with them, and they were going to bring us to the nearest town. Chris got Malrum in jail, but the rest of us are still safely with the child, Salazar, and the paladin.
All right, that was actually a really solid recap. Awesome. Okay, we love that. We love that. You used your inspiration, right? Do you have inspiration at this time?
I have inspiration now.
Okay. Double inspiration. No, I'm just kidding. Imagine.
I'm taking that. It's on record now.
No. That was a joke. That was a joke.
No, I got a notification you started streaming, so it's now on record.
Oh, well, shit. All right. Well, it's just one inspiration. You have an inspiration. However, is it anybody's birthday or birthday coming up?
No, mine was in June.
Got about 7 months.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, Troy's was the 30th. We just pissed.
No, 23rd.
23rd, sorry.
Are you drunk? The hell? What the fuck? 30th? What the fuck?
Sorry.
I see where the love is. What the fuck?
Yeah, I was thinking about implementing something that I really like. I like this idea. Like, if it's someone's birthday week, to give them a birthday 20. That is only usable like on that week, so like they have to use it that session.
Interesting.
That's cool.
That does sound cool.
Yeah.
Nope, but nobody's birthday.
I think so.
Okay.
Exel birthday Exel.
Yeah, Exel.
Oh, no, I don't speak that language, but...
His passed a long time ago.
I don't know.
He's lost track of his birthdays.
There you go.
His age is a mystery to never be shared.
He's got tattoos of lines that slash through him for every birthday. Go on.
It's been several hundred years since I've celebrated my birthday. Oh, that gives me an idea for a character. That's kind of cool. All right, anyways. So that is a solid recap. All right, so let us pick up where we left off. First off, we have an interesting aside here with Malrum.
Okay.
One moment, please.
Why did that music not work?
Yeah, this one will be fitting. So, last time, Malrum, you attempted to pray to your god, Tyr.
Okay.
However, as you pray, you feel yourself being pulled. You feel your mind almost as if your mind itself is being washed like an object in the sea. You feel uneasy. Roll me a religion check at disadvantage.
Oh, shit, hold on. I forgot how to do this. Oh, yeah. I got it. I forget that game. Boom. Oh my god, the freaking duality. I mean, the duality. Wait, did that work? I didn't come out there?
I don't see it. It looks weird.
Weird. Did I do it? What happened?
Huh.
What happened?
Well, You rolled a 1.
I rolled a 20 and a 1.
Oh, no way. Alright.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Interesting. Alright.
A Lincoln?
It worked last time.
Well then.
Right.
Malrum, as you pray, you feel yourself at peace. You feel as if you have reached your God and feel comfortable. However, the voice you do not hear is not the booming, deep, warm voice of Tyr, but rather somebody else entirely. Who are you trying to speak to?
Tia.
This voice continues to echo in your mind. I'm sorry. They're not home right now. You're a little too early.
Then who am I speaking to?
What is it that you need right now, child?
I need out of the cage. Get out of this.
Out of the cage, I see.
Out of the jail. It's right here.
And why is that?
Because it sucks to be locked up. Humans are meant to be free. Well, dwarves.
Well, why are you in that cage?
Because someone said I believed in a different god.
Well, was it true?
No. I live in a tier, not whatever god it was. No, it wasn't Nile.
I see. Well, I am something of an ally of Tyr myself.
Is that so?
Yes.
The common man.
Yes. A friend of a friend, if you will.
Ah.
Well, he is not here right now, but I suppose I can support you in his stead.
I would love that.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, of course, I don't do it for free.
I start looking in my pockets. What would you like?
No. I don't need any gold or any of the trinkets that you have. That is fine, that's fine. I would just like something to eat.
Okay. I pull out a ration.
That would be delicious, however. What do you value most, Malrum?
My life.
And what are you willing to give to get out of your predicament? It seems you're far away from home.
Oh. I have this cat. And I hold the cat.
The cat. Interesting. Tell me, what would you do for power?
Do we kill the cat? Do we kill the cat? I pin the cat to the ground, pull an axe out.
No. Well, that will not be necessary. I could just gladly take the cat. All I'm saying is that if you let me have that cat, I will grant you the power that you need to get out of your predicament.
Sure.
In exchange,
Sure.
when I call upon you, I will ask for a favor back.
Sure. Yeah, that sounds fair. You shred right back, I got yours.
Yes, I'm so glad that you understand. You're quite the bright one, aren't you?
Yeah, thank you.
Well, it seems that we have come to an agreement. Let's shake on it.
Sure. Where are you? I start shredding around.
Oh, it's alright. Just reach your hand out.
Okay, I extend my hand out.
Perfect. And you reach your hand out, unsure of what you're even reaching your hand out to, but you could feel that there is a tight grasp on your hand. It's cold. However, you feel a prick at the end of one of your fingers. And as you can feel the pressure fade away from your hand, you see that there is a drop of blood that kind of just seeps out from one of your fingertips. But it doesn't fall to the ground. It just wisps away and disappears. A deal is a deal. Thank you for the meal. And as you look around, you could see that your cat that has been residing by your side is now gone.
Yeah, I don't have to feed it. Yeah, I don't have to clean up after it anymore. The benefits of life, man.
All right. And around your finger, you can feel a slight singe. A white band begins to form around the finger that blood was drawn. You may choose a finger at this time.
Oh, how much is my thumb?
You got
Thumbs
it.
up everything.
All right.
Aw.
So around your thumb, you see a white band begin to form. It has runes inlaid within it in a language you do not understand. The runes move and swirl, spinning around in a pattern. It appears to be a ring, except ingrained onto your thumb, like a tattoo. Alright. And out of character, you are familiar with what this is. However, in character, what you have received is the Blessing of Knock. Your character does not know that this is the Blessing of Knock yet. This is just an explanation so you can put it in your notes. Alright. Just a reminder, the Blessing of Knock allows you to consume 3 rations per long rest. Each ration will give you 1d6 healing. You will do this as an action. And since this is not a campaign that relies heavily on survival, this will be per session. Per session, at some point, you have to consume at least 1 ration or otherwise suffer negative effects. There will be 1 random negative effect. And in addition, you will have to roll a d6 and lose that HP permanently.
Oh.
So you will always have to continually consume, but in exchange, if you consume excessively, for example, eating multiple rations to heal yourself, you will get HP back as a result. It basically is like a baby potion, so to speak.
Okay.
Nice.
Interesting. Tiggy is gonna be pissed. Oh yeah, do Tear the God.
Well, you don't know whether or not he was lying.
Right, exactly. That's what I was about to say. I was like, he did say he was a friend of Tears. Like,
I think Tear ain't mad about it. He can't really. Oh, playing a bubble. Tear was coming in.
Yeah.
wait, why are you putting knock?
Oh, because he has the Blessing of Knock.
Okay.
I call him not friggin' blessing. I call naturals now.
Also, as you're writing those notes down, I will just note, as you look around, you can hear like the soft creak of metal around you as the cage begins to fall apart. Clink, 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 clink. It's like the whole entire thing just kind of unravels around you, and you're free to walk about the camp.
Okay, I'll look around for anything useful.
Okay. As you look around, you can find your equipment that they've taken off of you before putting you in the cage. You also note that there are some garbs around. One thing that stands out in particular is a set of plate armor that has the sigil of Knock upon it.
Ooh. I will go look at it.
Okay.
I'll go look at it and see if anyone's around. If no one's around, I'll take it.
Okay. There doesn't appear to be anyone around. There's no guards like posted up inside or like near like the tent entrance. they're all kind of just like wandering about outside. They have not noticed you yet.
Like, I'll hurry to take it and then like scamper.
Okay. Do you equip it at this time?
Yes. Yeah, sure.
Okay. Go ahead and note that you have a set of plate mail. It is not +1 or anything along those lines. It's just normal plate mail. You could put a note that this plate mail has the crust of knock on it.
Okay, so I got plate. Heavy armor?
Yep.
Plate.
Yep, plate is heavy armor.
Okay. 2. Okay, go.
You're a tanky paladin now. No, I'm just kidding. You're a tanky fighter now, specifically. Or no, barbarian, actually. Interesting.
Yeah, I'm barbarian. Yeah. So there we go. 18 armor.
Alright. And so, you make your way out to outside to the front of the tent. And this is when the other paladins begin to notice you. They all begin to surround you as they are quick to realize that someone out of the prisoner tent is just walking out. You are wearing the crest, however, they do remember carrying a strange dwarf into that said tent. Halt! Put your weapons down.
I put my weapons down and say, "It's all good, fellas," and then shove up my thumbs.
They see your thumb and they realize that they have made a grave mistake. As they all drop down to one knee and put their fists across their chests as a form of salute to you. And now you can see as they all bring their fists up to their chest, they kind of extend like one of the it's not a fully clenched fist. It's just enough that their fingers are extended so that each of them can show off their rings as well. You see that all of them have the same ring. It's like, my apologies, I had no idea which chapter are you with? One of the paladins ask.
I would like to try to lie to them.
Okay. What do you say to them?
I'll say, "Oh, I'm from chapter, fucking 7.
Ooh, interesting. Okay. Roll me deception at advantage.
Okay. Oh, come on now. Oh, hey, come back here. Please, okay, let's do. Didn't work. Huh. Advantage does not work.
That's okay, just roll twice.
Yeah. It's not Maggie, that doesn't go through. Weird. Oh, I don't want to. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, and then one more.
Okay, here. I will. Jesus Christ. Hey, that wasn't. Oh, helpful.
With your deception of 5, they kind of raise their eyebrow and they're like, "That's preposterous. No offense, but to be a part of chapter 7, well, to be honest with you, you don't really look like chapter 7 material. That's fine. You don't have to tell us which chapter you're in. Regardless, your ring is proof enough."
Okay.
Our apologies for mistreating you. We were wary hearing that you were a follower of Taith. Let us take you back to your allies. We have some additional lodgings that we may set aside for you to accommodate a tent of your own. Come with us.
Oh, please, thank you. Thank you. I will follow them.
Okay. And then they bring you back to a series of tents where your allies are all currently resting. And there's an opening to one of these tents. It is an empty tent of your own with a cot, some basic amenities, and a cat bed. No longer necessary, though.
I'll put my hand on it, rub it, and be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, kid, but it's for the best." You'll be happy. We're happy with that. Train or something.
All right. And now, as for everyone else, you can hear the clang of chain and plate mail as several soldiers are walking by, escorting. You cannot see who is passing by. You just see multiple figures pass by, followed by a shorter shadow cast from the campfire light as they're making their way past all of your tents. However, a soldier comes by to each of your tents to announce the return of your party member. Is anyone? We left off at a long rest, if I am not mistaken. Does anybody? Is anybody typically awake at this time? Is anyone doing anything currently in the night?
Nothing. I'm just sleeping and like slowly waking up because the guard comes in and starts.
Okay. Anybody else doing anything, or is everybody sleeping most likely at this time?
I got something.
Okay.
Salazar, and I'm sorry, what was her name? She decided on, was it Leslie or
Lydia.
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 Thank you. We're up doing an experiment on one of the sleeping people.
Okay.
Wherein we're just like we have our backs against a wall or whatever area we're sleeping in, and I'm using shape water to do like a symbol of a clock above one person, a symbol of a clock above another person, and I'm having her feed her hands through water that goes between them, and I'm casting slow on one person but not the other. Salazar and I are experimenting to see if we can figure out if she can actually sense time without actually casting spells. The goal here, as we've been discussing, Salazar and I quietly, is we want to figure out if she can actually control her power or if she has no control over it.
Okay. And so, as you're conducting this experiment, like what do you ask her? Do you like ask her like any like time related questions or?
Sure. So what I'm instructing her to do is think about how it feels for her when she's using her power. When you tap into whatever it is that you're connected to, you should be able to feel something and also sense a power moving through you. Now, I, as a wizard, have learned how to tap into the weave that suffuses the world with magical energy. You, I believe, are drawing from a magical reservoir within yourself, but you should also be able to learn how to tap into the magic of the world around you. So, with your hands in that water, I'm going to cast slow through between the water and on one of these people. I want you to see if you can feel the difference, not just with your hands, but with the part of you that feels the magic within yourself.
Okay, I'll try. And so she tries to concentrate for a moment here on the sleeping person, and she's just quiet for a while. She just sits quietly, and you can see that the water that she resides in, it begins to kind of ripple slightly, like almost vibrating, just ever so slightly. As she focuses, you can feel the energy around you become dense, like it's palpable. And for a moment, you feel like things begin to slow down around you. Like incredibly slow. You try to move, but it's almost as if like your movement is delayed.
I'm going to try and talk. It's probably going to be really funny sounding, but I'm not going to try and do that effect. I'm going to say to her, I need you to try and feel it without being a part of it.
And as you say this, your words come out like, I need you to try and so on and so forth. However, without even completing what you're saying, it's almost as if she's already understood you before you could finish what you were saying. She begins to leave the water, the water that you keep her suspended in with shape water. And it's very strange in the way that she leaves this vessel. She kind of steps out of it like it was some kind of chair. And as she does so, you can see the droplets that are left behind. They don't form back together like they would normally do with your shape water. The droplets kind of just get pushed aside and are suspended in air as she steps out. And they're unmoving. When you look closer, roll me a perception check. Okay. With your perception of 16, you note that as she steps out of the vessel of remnant water, that the droplets, it's not that they aren't moving at all. They're moving extremely slow, as if you're watching what would normally happen with your shape water if someone were to leave your vessel, except in slow motion. But she moves at completely normal pace. She begins to step out of the vessel and walks about the room. She looks around at you, and she sees that you are moving quite slow, and she's kind of waving her hand like near your face. It's at normal speed, but you are unable to move any faster than you are at this point. Do you have a specific sleeping person that you are targeting, or is it just any sleeping person?
Whatever member of the party did not sleep, like, in the central area. Whoever's at the fringe, just so we wake up the fewest people if something goes wrong.
Okay. Who would probably pick an edge tent?
Me.
Okay. Interesting. Alright. Chris. She steps out of the tent and she takes a look around, and she sees that Malrum, followed by several soldiers, are passing by towards an empty tent, presumably one for him to take his long rest. However, they do not react to her standing there. She kind of like stands in the way for a moment, and like they don't react to her. They kind of just walk past her, and she's kind of watches them walk by as if she were nothing but the wind. She makes her way towards one of the edge tents. She kind of like peeks into like each of the tents, and she's trying to choose someone who is sleeping, and then comes to one of the fringe tents, like towards like the sides, and finds you sleeping there. If I remember correctly, you are a elf, correct?
Chris?
Who?
Yeah, Chris.
Yes, I'm an elf.
Okay, so you are meditating at this point. She goes over to you, and she sees you there in your meditative state, and she kind of like peeks around like you from like side to side. Her face is very close to yours, and she kind of like waves her hand.
Punch her. Too close.
Don't punch the child.
Hey, she got it in my face, and a reaction's a reaction.
No.
Hey, I could have a knife on me and like slice her throat like in my sleep. You never know.
Yeah,
a punch is a lot.
you are meditating though, however, and she steps back a little bit, and then she tries to project her thoughts into yours, and you can hear in your mind, Chris, can you hear me? Dear.
Yes.
I want to try something. Is that okay?
Yes.
I'm going to see if I can control my power. I want to see if I can turn back time.
And how am I supposed to help with that?
I'm going to see if I can bring someone specific back.
Okay.
I'm just going to try a little bit. And if it doesn't work, then I'll stop.
Okay.
Here it goes. And one moment, please, while I, Oh. Okay. And so, one moment. Let me just double check to make sure I have this map here. I do. Interesting. All right. Let me change the music. I love D&D, man. Oh, wait. Never mind, this is not the right song. This is the right song. Alright. And so, now, everyone, this, does not go as planned. As she reaches out to your forehead to focus on your mind, you feel as if you yourself are water, and that her entire being is permeating through you. It's hard to explain, but it's as if she is tapping into who you are. And as this happens, you feel waves emit from yourself. And this emits to all of the other tents around you. Everyone else, as you are sleeping or awake, in this case, you notice this the most, Exel. As you can feel these waves that are kind of like wisping you. It's almost as if you were like driftwood, being pulled further and further into a current, closer towards the source. Until you feel light, as if every fiber of your being is being whisked away. Until finally, as if everything is blank, as if you've drifted off into a deep sleep. You may all mark off your long rests at this point. In addition, did we have a level up last session?
Don't know. Did we?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
Yeah, I would say no.
I don't think we did, but I'm asking you. Because you know that more than I would.
Yeah.
Okay. Then this long rest also doubles as your level up as well. As I work on setting up the next map, go ahead and take as much time as you all need to sort out your levels. I believe this will all make you level, is it 7?
7!
Yes!
Super excited.
We love that. Let's go!
Ooh, we're I'm going to on it. I'll ask him on it, right?
Okay.
Let me just go.
Alrighty.
Why do we think that?
Ooh.
I love your
When you aren't subjected to your memory.
Oh, keep those. What do you do?
I'm reading what I get.
You can throw that.
I know, but I like clicking it.
There you
Let's see,
go.
1,
There's
2,
tail. Oh,
3,
yeah.
4,
Alright,
5.
you- There you go.
Actually, it would probably make more sense to.
Oh, nice. I need to remember this. When, because I'm level 7 rogue now, I take no damage if it's a dexterity saving throw.
Yes.
And I only take half damage if I fail. So if I succeed on the dex save, no damage and half of it. Cool.
Alright. And so while you're all working on your level up, I'm going to go ahead and move it to the next map. You will all see this.
Oh no.
Pretty.
Yeah, I love this map.
Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on.
I'm getting inside of a genie's bottle vibes.
There's great secrets in this place.
I'm a genie in a bottle. Yeah, you know it, Troy.
Ooh. We know this place. This is Chris's home.
Well, you don't know that.
I don't know that.
Yeah, as players, many of you know this place.
Oh, yeah.
Ezekiel, Selena, Chris, Mallory.
Excellent.
Oh, Exel, not Ezekiel. Exel. Selena, Chris, Mallory, AJ.
Excuse me.
I need to get some weapons.
You want some weapon?
Well, I've got this last word gun, but I still need the M.
I'm gonna give you some weapon.
No, I don't.
I also can use it.
Shorts.
I want to hurt forward. I want that 20 black. Everything better?
Well, I have 2 daggers.
I have everything.
But I need, see, I have, show you.
Oh, remnant, you
I
remnant
have a
that?
remnant dagger.
Weird, why can't you equip them?
Because it's a custom thing. I gotta get the info
Yeah, Percy.
first. And
Okay, we'll go with one person.
then I also have a last word gun.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna get. We can use that. Okay.
So how's everybody doing with their level up?
Good. I realized I need weapons from you eventually.
Oh yeah, that's right. I need to actually like homebrew the last word for you, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I need the last word gun, and then I have something that's a remnant dagger that I got at Tom's Traveling Shop that has
yeah.
uncommon runes on it with a remnant glow.
That's right. I don't think you ever got it identified now that I think about it.
Dang it! I need to identify it first.
Wait, does Axel have that?
Yeah.
Axel, help me.
Alright. How's everyone else doing on their level up?
I'm good.
I'm good.
Okay. Chris, Axel, you guys okay?
Yeah.
Yep.
Said yes.
Oh, okay. Sweet. Alright. I think you're just trying to sort out some last minute things here, EJ, right?
I am good. I would like to play. Then I woke up and then was looking through my backpack and noticed I had this remnant dagger that I don't remember having before due to my character's background. And so then I want to go over to Exel and show it to Exel to see if Exel knows anything about it.
Okay. You got it.
So, take out a little pearl and rub it on it, then put the pearl in a bottle of water and shake the thing. And he's going to put the bottle of water against his ear and tip his head over and listen to it for a little bit. And he's going to take the pearl out and put it in his mouth, rub it on the thing again, put it back in his mouth. Then he tells you what it is.
Love it.
Are you using a spell slot, or are you doing this as a ritual?
That's a ritual, which is why it's all fancy and weird.
Oh, okay, I got you. so you're watching Axel uncomfortably swish around this pearl in his mouth over and over, and continuously dip it back in with this dagger, and then finally a voice comes to his mind. Hello, this is your one use of the Identify spell. Please note, this item has high concentrations of Remnant. Results may vary with Remnant Touch individuals. This item, produced by Solitude. Codename, Aegis. Aegis. This item does 1d4 slashing damage, in addition to 2d4 remnant damage. Certain creatures are susceptible to remnant damage. Information unknown at this time. In addition, for every nat 20, remnant damage then becomes 3d4 multiplied by critical damage, for a total of 6d4 in addition to the 2d4 from dagger damage, for a total of 8d4 damage.
Holy crap. Yeah, okay.
However, individual will also take equivalent damage, multiplied, just kidding, divided by 2.
Oh, okay.
Wielder may choose to opt out of nat 20 damage and roll normal damage. However, if they decide to take that damage, on their next turn will receive HP back as temp HP.
HP pack 10 HP? Say that part?
Temp.
Oh, temp
Temp
HP.
HP.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Gotcha.
essentially you're taking damage in exchange for dealing a bunch of damage on your nat 20s. You'll get your temp HP back, or you'll get it back as temp HP, but note that it's on your next turn. So in that window of time, for example, if there is, like, if it's the enemy's turn, somewhere in between that, you do not have that temp HP back. So you'll still have taken all that damage, but you won't have your temp HP yet. However, if you survive, you'll receive all of the damage you took back as temp HP.
Okay.
So that's a trade-off, is that whenever you do your nat 20s, it's like a, not really, well, it's kind of like a nuke, because We're talking about a maximum of 32 damage.
Right. And is it because it is a melee, so it's only on one because it's a dagger, so it's just on one enemy then, obviously.
Yeah, it's on one enemy. So like it kind of synchronizes with your whatchamacallit, with your rogue abilities, because then you also have to factor in sneak attack damage, right? This is for the total damage. So like you'll do a lot of damage, but you'll take a lot of damage, but if you survive, you'll get all of it back as temp HP anyway. It's just like but you can also opt out of the effect.
Right.
It would just be a normal damage roll instead of the crit damage roll. So like let's say you're just too low for it, then you can go ahead and just opt out of it. However, in these situations, I will allow you to, like, if you find out it's a nat 20, I will allow you to do your bonus action before this to, for example, consume a potion to make sure you survive, for example.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So in those situations, I will make that exception, because it would suck if it's like, oh, this would really help out the party, but I'm gonna instantly die if I do it. So like, it. And also keep in mind that you may not even roll a max damage roll. That's highly unlikely because it's 8 of them. It's 8 d4s that you're rolling. So like you might even just like roll a 10 and then you take half that damage, which is 5, right? And then so you'll be down 5 HP, but then you'll get it back as 10 HP on your next turn. So it's just one of those things. It could be high risk, high reward, but in a pinch, when you roll your nat 20, if you wanted to use it, it could make a really big difference in a fight.
I do like this. This is cool.
Yep. So yeah, just keep in mind, because you are a rogue, that you do have, just math-wise, it's going to be you're going to have a lower HP pool in comparison to your peers. So that's just something to keep in mind, that it's very much a glass cannon weapon.
Let me see if typing this made it do anything. 1 second.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it did.
Ooh, yeah. That rolled the damage though.
Lovely waste. Damn. Oh well. I wanted to test it. Okay, I see how that works. So.
Oh my god.
I actually don't mind doing it this way. Can I get a copy paste later of everything you said? Because I got up to the nat 20 3d4 and then opt out, and I know I missed some of the middle part.
Okay.
So I can get that later.
I got you. Yep.
So I have to somehow remember this because it won't equip here. But as long as I remember here, I can click on this.
It is all good. Yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll let you know what that dagger does, or like I'll write it out for you here at the end of session. Okay. As for everyone else, you wake up in an unfamiliar place. Marum, you wake up in a strange room with knickknacks, odds and ends, nuts and bolts, springs, just all sorts of like random tinkerer's tools and materials and such. The room is somewhat messy. And although it is messy, the bed is quite comfortable, lavish even. Celine, you wake up in a rather neat room, quite a comfortable bed. It seems to be some girl's room. There seems to be several trophies hanging on one of the walls, like on shelves, as well as a violin in the corner of the room. Exel, before you are greeted by your ally, EJ, you wake up in a similar room, almost identical to the other one. However, the only difference is that in the corner of the room, you find a viola that is propped up on a stand. And Chris, you wake up beside Lydia, in your room, the familiar one, everything left in its place, as you have requested from the staff.
Good.
And that is where you find yourselves.
Even though I woke up and I'd say I walked up to Exel, so I'm gonna assume I'm gone over in Exel's room. checked all
Kind
that.
of fun.
Yeah,
Party in Exo's room.
party in Excel's room.
I'm gonna lay around the room looking around and shit.
Okay. Are you like just taking like a thorough look around the room that you've woken up in, Malrum, or?
Nice. Now I'm gonna have to burn that room.
Roll me an investigation check, Malrum.
Okay.
I'm gonna go shank him and taking my brother's stuff.
He
Oh,
hasn't,
never
he hasn't
mind.
taken anything yet. Oh,
Oh my god, I can't find anything.
Keyword yet.
You take a look around the room and you haven't found anything like noteworthy. You just kind of look at the table and you're like, "Yep, that's a lot of bolts."
That's the table. Okay.
All right. And so, Celine, you meet up with Chris in the hallway, as well as Lydia. A very strange, unfamiliar place to you. However, Chris seems calm and comfortable.
Chill.
I'm sorry, Celine?
I asked Chris, if she knows where we are.
Yep. We're back at home. My home.
Oh. Cool.
Don't break anything. Hopefully.
I'm not gonna break anything. You're not. You don't have to worry about me. There's someone else you should be worried about.
True. Lydia, why are we back in my home?
I don't know. I sense that this is where you wanted to go. And when I tried to tap into it, this is where we ended up.
Well, are the others around then?
You can hear a conversation happening in the room to your southeast between EJ and Exel. You can also kind of hear the uncomfortable swish of someone just like gumming something very loudly. It's Exel swishing a pearl in his mouth.
It's so yummy.
All right. Does anyone else do anything at this time?
I say thank you to Exel, and then I wander out into the hall to meet everybody. I wander out the hall, and I don't know until I go, I'm just kind of like, morning, everyone.
Hi. Morning. Is it morning?
You take a look outside, like the windows, or like really like out towards the patio as you're all standing in the gathering space, and you can see that it definitely is morning. You can't tell exactly what time it is. You try to look around for a clock. Before you could do so, Lydia says, "It's 7:54
AM or PM?
a.m."
Is it foom or pm? Nobody gets that reference.
I know exactly what you're talking about. All right, calm down there,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Mosby. Holy shit.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But specifically, it's 7:54 sun. That's AM in this world.
Oh, sun.
Yep, sun and moon.
I like it. Why don't you just eat the whole thing?
I'll eat a ration if I need to eat a ration this session.
Yep.
While I walk out the house, like not the house, but that room I'm in, I'll have to eat. I'm munching on a ration.
Okay. As you consume the ration, you can hear the faintest of voices in your head as someone says, "Always hungry, never full."
Oh, creepy.
Hello.
All right. You are all free to move. The map is now active.
Oh, we already started moving.
Yeah, I know, but
I didn't know we were confined to our rooms.
No, it's all good. Like this floor is consider this like the grace floor. Like there's no impact by moving around in this floor. This is kind of like your gathering space to get reacquainted, since you were all kind of teleported in an unfamiliar place.
We need to go downstairs.
Okay. I take it you're familiar with this place.
Where the fuck are we?
It's my home.
Okay.
Ah.
Why?
We're doing some experiments. Me and Lydia. Now we're here. See, you're not in prison anymore.
Okay. And as you all make your way down the stairs, you will all end up here on my ping. One moment while I kind of shift ping so you can all see it.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah.
Yep, got it.
And you can see as you're all walking around, make your way down. This door in particular is shut, but you can hear someone on the other side shuffling objects around. You can hear several footsteps inside.
I'm gonna burst through the door. Thank you very much.
The door is locked.
Oh, damn.
I can help you with that door if you're trying to get in.
She did say burst.
Burst.
Alright, Chet.
What do you do?
Well, I'm not going to do it without her permission. I look to her because it's her house. Like, I can get in that door if you want.
The key? I mean, it is my house. Oh, it's my father's office, though. Okay, yeah, go ahead and go pickpocket. Where did the fucking gnome guy go? Okay, he's there. I thought he walked away.
Alright.
Did anyone try knocking?
No, we don't knock in this house.
Let's see.
Trust me, it's fine.
One over here.
No. Stay with the people.
That sucks.
No, stay with the people.
I'm gonna put him back in a box.
I mean, it's fine. You're free.
Please.
You're free to explore here as this is happening.
Gonna start
I'll
breaking
I kind of jump in between the two. All right. So, with your fast hands, go ahead and roll me sleight of hand here. Wait, make a dexterity. Okay. Ooh, nice.
Ooh.
All right.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you what happens with your sleight of hand here in just a moment. Marum, what are you doing over here? As you look around, you can see that it's a kitchen.
Coffee, an accelerant, something to wake up.
I see. So you can see that there's a few different like treats here. It looks like someone was making some treats for tea. However, you don't seem to be too interested in the tea. What draws your attention is the freshly brewed coffee that's over on this table over here. You can see an interesting apparatus of glass and brass, and you can hear like the bubbling sound of fresh coffee as it's being collected into a large pot.
Okay, I will take the pot and I'll take 1, 2, 3. I'll take 4 cups for this party. I think enough cups for this party to bring a cup with me.
Okay. Are you like storing them in like little jars or?
I know, like I'm gonna bring this whole stuff with me. I'm gonna carry like a cup with me. I'm gonna take it in my pocket. I'm gonna carry it over. I'm like, is that a little coffee?
Okay. So you have 4 coffees with you.
Okay, cool.
All right. Now, as you all make your way over to... Ooh, I gotta move Lydia. I do not have her token yet because there's something I have planned for Lydia's token.
Oh, okay.
There you go. There's Lydia.
Can you just connect her to me? Like, I'll just move us both.
There you go.
Oh yeah, you can. If you actually like click drag, you should be able to drag yourselves like together if you want to try that out.
Drag.
Yeah, like click drag like both your token and then like their pseudo token, and oh yeah, there you go. Like for example, you even
Yeah, I'm only connected to Celine. Remember?
Oh,
I can't move.
yeah, you're right.
Either I Lydia myself and I can move us, or you connect her somehow.
Oh, yeah. I don't think I can connect the two of you together. That's okay. I'll have the token soon enough. All right. So, EJ, you managed to easily pick this lock. It's child's play to you, as you quickly kind of just like rake the tumblers and finally click, snap, and you just open the door as it now swings open. And you two, well, all of you, see an interesting sight.
To be in the room.
One moment, please. Alrighty.
It's me.
You open the door to find another Chris reading a note behind her father's desk, followed by her brother, Oliver. And so you're all standing there in the threshold, door slowly swinging open, but they do not react to you. What do you do?
Totally close the door. Let's go.
Okay.
I don't know. Like, they can't see us. It's like a hologram. Like, what do you do in this situation?
Take shit.
Okay, great.
It is completely up to you all.
Well, it's her clone. I
Oh.
take one of the cups of coffee.
I smack it out of Malron's hand.
You try to smack it out of his hand, but he kind of like backs away from you and like kind of guards the coffee.
No. Rude.
I look at Axel. Axel, would you like a cup of coffee?
Sure, yeah, thank you.
Okay, I hand him a cup. Celine, would you like a cup of coffee?
I'm good.
Lydia, would you like a cup of coffee?
Lydia takes a cup of coffee.
You don't feed children coffee.
Yeah.
She chugs the
Like-
coffee appreciatively. She begins to jitter.
Yeah, surely this isn't going to end well, considering her powers are still not harnessed correctly.
True.
Oh, well. Okay, I carry back the one cup that.
Imagine she just
Lydia.
becomes the Flash.
Right. Or like Fry from Futurama. 100
Yeah.
cups of coffee.
Her powers are measured in CPH, copies per hour.
Yes.
All right.
So back to your question. So I'm assuming the door was wide open, and since I picked it, me and Chris saw the clone, right? Or did anybody else see, or like?
Specifically, 4 of you saw. Exel did not see, but Lydia, Celine, Chris, and yourself, EJ, you all see this. Malram also kind of follows up from behind. So soon everybody sees this sight. Everybody sees that there are 2 Chris's, although the other Chris does not react.
Like, well,
Ignore the problem.
EJ's concerned here because she's not sure who to trust to know which Chris is which Chris. So she wanders over to Exel and is like, "Do you have a way to determine who the real one is?"
I walked downstairs with you.
The one
But
you have right in
You
front
could
of me.
ask,
with the
and
little
whichever
one?
one knows who you are.
But what if they? I know nothing of clones. What if they know the same memories? This is all new to me. Like,
Oh, here, I'll go try. I'll walk upstairs,
Okay.
and I'll ask this one, "Hi, what's my name?"
Thol.
Close enough. And then I'll walk up to the other one.
Oh god.
No, the other one isn't reacting to us, guys. And then I
Hi,
walked down with
can you
EJ.
hear me?
The other Chris does not react to you.
Yeah, it's
I
like
thought
I
you were
will
like-
walk back down,
it's like a flashback
and
of
I'll
a
say,
hologram
"This
thing.
one right here is the real one."
Fair enough.
Oh, it's like a. So I hear Chris explain. Well, I hear both of them. I hear Chris explain that it's a flashback hologram, so that scene is not really happening. And then
It's a snapshot.
Ixel explaining that, yeah, this is the real Chris. I'm like, okay, good enough information for me. Whatever you guys want to do. I just needed to know if I needed to stab something.
Yeah.
Okay.
At this time, everybody roll me perception checks.
Ew. Perception.
Okay. And then, there you go. So, Malram and Exel, you notice that there is something strange about the situation, other than the obvious. There are two things that you notice. First, is that the individuals in this house do not react to you. It's almost like a flashback or an after image. You're unsure of what this might be. However, one other factor stands out to you, is that you can still interact with the objects in this space. For example, you were able to grab a cup of coffee and enjoy said cup of coffee.
Can I go upstairs and take the note?
Which note?
The one they're reading.
It's not upstairs. It's in this office here, just across the way from where you're standing.
Can I go there and take it?
You try to reach for the note, but it
That is
appears.
private information, sir. I could tell you
I
what the
believe
note
you
says.
went back downstairs.
No, you're right next to each other. But as you try to reach for the note, it appears that the note is like something is stopping you from even like taking the note. It's anchored in her hands.
Can I walk around her to where I can read it?
You most certainly could try. Go ahead and roll me a perception check as you attempt to read it.
I want to stop them.
Why?
18.
It's my private note from my father. That's my note, not for you.
It's okay, because as you try to read the note, you see words, but the words and letters just continually scramble around. It's written in common, but the ink just continually moves. It's illegible to you.
Okay.
Can I try to read it? I'll try to read it.
You'd like to try to read it as well?
No, we're not
Oh,
gonna read
okay.
it. You know, fuck, I'll try. Why not? Yeah, why not, actually? I'll try it, dude. That perception check?
Okay.
Sure, why not, dude? Okay. Worse.
As you try to read it, it's the same thing for you. The words and letters just continue to scramble around. The ink just crawls around the page. Illegible.
Can I spill a little bit of coffee on it?
You most certainly could try.
Just make a mess. Okay, what do you
You don't have to roll anything. As you try to pour coffee onto the note, the coffee kind of just like spreads around the page, but this Chris does not react to it. Instead, it's almost as if the coffee just kind of like whisks away and disappears.
That was always coffee there, wasn't it? Okay.
I look at my coffee cup, like puzzled, and look at it, like in the cup, and kind of like close one eye, like I'm examining it.
So the stress happened.
Okay.
So
All right. As you close your eye and you're kind of like tipping the cup around and examining it, a little bit kind of tips off the edge, and as you kind of like step back, thinking you're spilling some coffee, it just dissipates onto the ground as if it was never there.
I set my cup down. I'm like, I want no part of this. I'm like, I now trust nothing around me. I'm like, I don't think we are where we think we are, and we need to figure out how to get out of here.
I will take her coffee at its
I've been
time.
telling you where we are
I will take her coffee at its
this
time.
entire time. Y'all want coffee to deal with.
Yeah.
Leave the coffee alone.
No, everyone needs coffee. You need coffee to wake up in the morning. We will-
So, Chris, how do we get out of here then?
I don't know. I try to tell you. Lydia brought us back in time.
My mom won't hear. I'm just on the couch.
We are not in the setting. We are looking at a memory.
Okay, so we're looking at a memory.
Is it your memory?
Yes.
I'm going to write something on a wall.
Why? What?
I want to see if we're inside her mind.
Okay.
You're trying to noodle inside her mind.
Well, what would you like to write on the wall?
I'm actually going to write out the formula for a simple spell, shape water.
Okay.
Huh.
Are you kind of just gonna like write it on this wall over here?
Yeah, just like a wall. And then I'm going to hold out my coffee to her and say, try and shape this now. If we're in your mind, this is now part of your brain. Shape it.
Okay.
We're in a memory.
Yep.
Makes sense.
If we're inside your mind, let's test your hypothesis.
Something interesting happens here. So, as you begin to write on the wall, the formula
Chris drowns Ethel
for shape water.
for not believing her.
No, like, I'm testing your hypothesis. Like, you're saying this really cool thing. Let's find out if it's true. If it's true, I can fill you with all kinds of spells.
So, Oliver and Chris, these two here, react to this. Chris stops reading the note, and Oliver looks over at the wall as well. Both of them turn around. You can hear Oliver speak as he says, "What on earth is happening with the wall?" And they kind of just stare at it, and they watch as you slowly scrawl the formula on there. And both of them seem somewhat unsettled. Oliver kind of like stands back a little bit into the corner. And now, Chris, you feel somewhat unsettled. You feel as if like this experience that you've already known for quite some time now. Like that there is some strange phenomena. It's kind of strange to you. Like it feels like a memory, but also feels like a flashback. It's very strange. Like it's hard to explain. You feel conflicted with what you're experiencing.
That's a good idea. There you go.
And we'll then keep the book away from it. Okay. So, as you write this, keep the book away from Lydia. It's a trap. Danger. I am from the future.
We're messing things up now. This is what we were not supposed to do.
I don't think you said that.
I said it last session.
That's true. She did say that last session.
Well, she should have reset it.
That was there. Remember, you said we're not in the setting.
Saw what the wall did the first time, and now you're doing more with the wall. Leave the
I
wall
am.
alone.
Do you have a better idea?
I'm putting you in a box.
You're putting him in a box. No, you're not putting him in a box. However, Celine, you notice that Lydia is like, kind of like tugging on your sleeve. She's trying to get your attention.
I've been down and asked what's wrong.
As you look down at her, you can see that she has her hand over like one eye, and like it looks like she's in quite a bit of pain.
Oh god. Is her eye gone?
Would you like to check?
Yes.
Her two eyeballs can't see one missing eyeball.
Her hand's covering the eye.
Yeah, she's covering her eye.
Oh.
Yes, I want to find out if the eye is gone.
Okay. So as you look at like you kind of like move her hand aside and you take a look at her eye, and as you do so, Lydia says, "My head hurts." And you can see that there is no longer an eye there, and you're just looking into a cavity.
Oh god. I look horrified because I'm behind Celine.
I'll look intrigued.
Great.
So, Axel,
I remember one kid, so I mean, you know.
as this is happening in the background, as you're writing onto the wall, the writing does end up on the wall, but it only stays for a brief period of time. It's like the words appear for this Chris and this Oliver, but fade just as quickly. It's just like just enough that they can capture each word, but each word fades soon after as you write the following one. So like they are seeing like keep the book away, but it's really more like keep the book away, as like the previous word disappears and the new one appears. It doesn't stay permanently.
I'm gonna totally keep going. Let me know when I finish writing all that.
Leave the party now makes your life worse.
Yes.
Do you actually write that on the wall?
I'm
Chris?
tempted to. Change time now. No, we need to leave, and nobody's realizing this.
No, we realized. My first thing I said was, "How do we get out of here?" You said you didn't know
I'm putting this first.
I said I didn't know yet, and then people started fucking shit up.
No, I made a cup of coffee and wondering if you're living room.
And now Lydia's missing an eye.
That's not my problem.
I'm going to point out, remember, you said you were conducting an experiment with her. This seems to be the result of that.
This is true.
And you need
Our-
to stop
Our
the-
experiment ended.
Okay.
Our experiment ended when we got teleported here first.
Was it a success?
I don't know. I never got a real chance to talk to her.
Okay.
Okay.
So talk to her.
I'll be in the living room drinking a cup of coffee on your sofa.
What do you say to Lydia at this time, Chris?
Like, Lydia needs to bring us back to the desert or whatever it was. Or somewhere else where she's not using her powers.
Lydia kind of seems to have lost a few pieces.
Yeah.
no,
Lydia looks up to you with her. Oh, whoops! Hold on. Let you move. Hold on. Oh no. Oh yeah. Thank you. There you go. Yeah. So Lydia looks up to you, Chris, and she says, "I can't hold this much longer."
Yes, we need to disappear. We need to stop this.
Run around, steal everything.
Okay, I'll try. And so she stops and she tries to concentrate here for a brief moment. However, Malron, as you're in this room, roll me a perception check. One moment while I change.
Musica.
Musica.
I like that.
Ah.
Take that any day of the week.
Okay. So, with your perception check of 18, you can hear a voice on the other side of this door. It seems that they are speaking to somebody else.
I know EJ's makes sneakier than I am, so I'll go and grab EJ
Okay.
to investigate the weird sound that's happening to me.
Ooh, an eye patch. I like that.
Yeah, so,
Oh my
EJ,
gosh! Who drew the eye patch? That's so great.
I love
I
it. Eye
did.
patch.
That's so great.
I did the X as well.
That's
Oh,
so
you did
cool.
the X too? That's cool.
I love
Okay.
that. She's a pirate now.
You're totally a
You
pirate.
are a pirate. Yar, har, and fitty.
What's her pirate gonna be? Lydia the what?
The broken.
Oh shit!
Lydia the Lego.
The Lego.
Jesus.
Okay. So you two walk over into this room here, or not walk into the room, but you walk up to the door,
Right.
and you overhear a voice. What do you tell each other at this time?
I'm gonna swim with it. No, I'm okay. I'll tell her there's something going on that side of the wall, and there's a voice. That's the first time in life I've seen. So you're more thinking than I am. Go check it out.
Okay.
I'll give her the help action in any way I can.
Okay. Something that I can use to listen. I remember I did this before. Let's see.
You know what? Here, I've got this too. Here, I can be blessed. There you go. Sure. Is that how it worked, right? Yeah. I think so. Okay.
Yes. Looking at your bless. Okay.
Hold on.
I was looking at my stuff. Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Mhm.
Ooh, okay. So you're gonna attempt to listen in on this door here? I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna listen on the door.
So go ahead and roll me investigation plus your D4.
Okay.
Oh wait, never mind. That's only for saving throws.
Yeah.
It would have to
Yeah.
be. It would have to be guidance, I believe. You have guidance.
Oh, I do not have that. I have blessed, cure wounds, healing word. Are the basics.
Okay.
No, that's fine. Okay. Yep. Yes, we are.
With your investigation, it is unclear what you are hearing. You hear a woman's voice on the other side. You kind of hear it in. It's kind of difficult to determine. However, Chris, what they're experiencing over here is not something that you would be able to remember. This is something that has happened while you were in the middle of reading your note with your brother Oliver.
I know it's her room, though.
Mm-hmm.
I can at least inform them of who the lady is.
That is true. Do you
Yeah.
inform them of who this is?
No, they didn't come to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
They don't want to ask me questions.
Okay, I'm gonna walk through the door.
I walk back since I can't hear anything and I ask Chris, I'm like, there's a lady in that other room making noises. Do you happen to know what's going on in that room?
Yep. Basically, my mother.
Oh, okay.
Nanny.
I didn't open the door for him, so that's locked.
It was locked.
I have tinker tools. Is that not easy to them?
No, tinker tools are not used to open locks. It would have to be these tools.
Yeah,
That's
these
what
tools.
it is. Thank you. God. There's too many keys.
Well, I came back to the group to see what we determined about going back. Since I was able to unhear, I wasn't able to hear anything behind the door.
I was gonna knock on it.
So Lydia is currently concentrating right now, trying to get you all out of there. For those of you who are close by to this door or to these windows, you can see that in the distance... Sorry, excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Bless you, Jesus.
It's strange. It almost seems like fragments of the world towards the edges are starting to unravel, like it's falling apart, like ashes being whisked away, like the world around you is burning away, like a piece of paper when you light the corner of it.
Oh, that's okay. Where's it starting? Starting at the windows.
However, it's not like it's actually on fire. It's just wisping away, and it's in such a manner. However, Lydia does not seem concerned about this. It seems that things are going as planned. Slowly but surely, the world is beginning to kind of crumble away into blank space once again. This is somewhat similar to when you all ended up in the past, in the desert. This seems to be a similar phenomena that she's trying to reproduce. Meanwhile, Marum, although you cannot hear everything clearly, you hear this lady speak. It's only a matter of time. She's on her way. The Maw. They'll be waiting there.
The Ma?
Yes, the Maw.
Okay. I would like to... I'll write down everything on that piece of paper that I have. Everything I know, I'll just share it with the group later. I'll keep listening.
Okay.
There we go. That's better.
Then she, the last thing she says is, they'll take care of those 5.
Okay. I'm gonna walk back to the group and say, someone's talking about, I don't know, the Ma. I'm gonna look at Secret and say, what the fuck's a Ma? It's a mall. And I show a piece of paper, I'm like, this.
okay.
I think it's a formation of mountains.
Yep. As a scholar,
Would any of us know?
those of you who are locals to whatchamacallit, to either Solitude or just to the Southern Spine in general, you all know this as common knowledge. As for you, Exel, you know mildly about this as a scholar, and learning a little bit prior to traveling out to the Southern Spine. Collectively, you all understand that the Maw is a mountain range, a massive mountain range of dangers, not only in terms of the actual mountains themselves, but the inhabitants of the mountains, the creatures that reside within. It is called such because it looks like the maw of some enormous creature. Just looks like jagged teeth. And this expands as far as the eye can see. Once you get to the initial peaks of this mountain range, all you can see is just more and more mountain ranges, jagged in nature, just far out to the west. Solitude is one of the closest cities to the Maw.
Interesting.
But Solitude does not exist currently.
Nope, Solitude does exist at this current time where you are currently at. You're technically on the Noble Isles of Solitude.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, no, I'll come back and say, I'm gonna kick the door in. I think we'll feel about that.
Well, considering it's her mind, no. That could cause some instability, and who knows if we could be trapped in her mind or collapsed in her mind here.
And cutting on her mind wall. And drawing on the wall won't do anything.
No, that was just for us to learn that we were inside the mind, and now that we know inside our mind, we definitely don't want to disturb anything.
Or do we know this is a mind, or do we know this is just past?
You do not know, but the more that you try to affect this world around you, it seems to directly affect Lydia.
Okay, so it's Lydia's problem.
Yeah, but also, in addition, it's also causing some conflicts in Chris's mind.
Is it
Yeah,
like,
it's
is it
affecting.
bad or-
Yeah, it's affecting them both.
Oh.
Okay.
However, for Chris, it's mental. For Lydia, it's physical.
Okay, I'm gonna walk this way. I'm walking over to her. Walk around her house.
Oh, sorry. Say again. You kind of went boomhauer on me there.
Oh, dang on, man! I'm gonna walk around the house, man. Dang on, man! I'm just gonna walk around the house, man. Dang on, man! Dang, man! Look at something. Dang on.
Okay, no, but what did you actually say?
I'm just gonna do some search around the house. Like, I'm gonna go like around here somewhere. I'm gonna go like outside.
Okay, so as you're kind of exploring more around the house, the house itself begins to kind of disappear into white as more and more of it begins to wisp away from the outer edges towards the middle, the source being Lydia. And as you are towards like the edges of the estate, the world around you quickly whisks away into just blank white until you almost feel like you're floating, unable to kind of like move like forward or backwards. It's almost like you're suspended in space. You try to like make a sound like well, your voice gets very, very slow as you're caught up in this. And then everyone else, you also begin to get enveloped in this white space as more and more of the world disappears around you. Until finally...
Chris? Sorry, keep going.
Mm-hmm. And then until finally, the entire space
I just
around...
go to sleep.
Yeah. The entire space is white around you. These two disappear for you. And you all begin to drift back off to sleep.
Chris, what is happening? As I say, as we're going to sleep.
Yeah, it's more of like, what is happening?
Yeah.
And then, you all wake back up in your tents. And so, it is now daytime for you all. Sunlight peeks in through the gaps in the flaps of your tents. As you can kind of hear soldiers in chain and plate move back and forth, just leisurely, as if they're just patrolling around the camp. You can hear the haughty laughter of some of them, and the crackling fire of still remaining pyres scattered about the encampment. What do you do?
I wake up and see if any of the guards have a bottle of a bad decision, because I need a drink after that.
I like ask for it. Like I'm a follower. They seem to be friendly now. They seem to be real friendly. Ask for it.
So, EJ, as you step out of your tent and you approach one of the paladins, and you ask like, "Do you if for a bad decision?" One of them says, "I don't know anything about a bad decision. That sounds like a bad decision. But I do have some of this. I don't know. It's pretty strong. I don't really know how strong your drink is, this bad decision. But here, you can have a little bit of this." And he like reaches into his pack and he gives you an unopened bottle of Second Thoughts.
Ooh.
What's it called?
Second Thoughts.
Second Thoughts. Okay, thank you. I take it and I swig it down.
Now's not the time to be getting drunk.
Yeah.
Lydia just lost an eye.
I'm not drunk yet. It's just my second thought.
Yeah.
It's my first second thought. It's my first one.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's my...
And then my third, and then my fourth.
Yeah, you know.
All right. Chris, you wake up and Lydia is next to you. She's kind of like curled up on the floor.
Sleeping or just curled up?
Well, just curled up.
Is she like shaking like a wet dog? Like, is she just. What's happening?
She's kind of just groaning and trembling.
I want to make her an eye patch.
Okay.
A true eye patch.
Okay. So you fashion her a pretty decent looking eye patch. You kind of take your time to craft it, and then you kind of try to set it onto her face. As you look at her face, you can see that there is still very much a cavity there. There is no eye. However, roll me a medicine check.
Oof.
Okay.
Can't help her. Never mind.
No, it's okay. You do manage to help her. However, you see like in the bottom of this this cavity where her eye once was, you can see that there's the ever so slightest, like, they almost look like tendrils as they slightly wiggle around at the bottom of her eye cavity. It almost looks like something is trying to weave itself back together in the bottom of her eye cavity.
We'll just hide that. Nobody needs to know about that. Out of sight, out of mind.
Well, I'll pretend I didn't see that. Puts eye patch over. There you go. Lydia looks up at you like appreciatively, and she kind of like forces a smile for you.
A little grimace. Okay. Pat her on the head. There, child. I don't know where we go from here, though.
We go to the mall.
So, once you put the eye patch onto her eye, she gives you a quick hug and then runs off out of the tent and makes her way back into Exel's tent, where she sees her floating remnant water, and she just like jumps into it.
I'm gonna ask her, so what'd you do?
And she kind of just like floats there curled up, and she like kind of like points at her eye patch.
Yeah, I don't think that was part of the experiment I was doing with you. Could you explain to me what you were trying to do?
She responds in your mind. I started to realize I could tap into time around me, and I thought maybe I could just take you all back. So I tried.
I appreciate the thought, but I think maybe next time you try something very small first. You're kind of trying to fly before you learn to crawl.
She nods. I'm sorry.
Okay. I'm not mad at you. I mean, you certainly meant well. But maybe next time talk to one of us before trying something like that.
She did, technically.
Does she say that, though?
Yeah.
Because I could not hear the mental conversation.
Oh yeah. Technically, she ran it by one. Yeah, she ran it by one party member.
Yes, but in that person's mind, so my character doesn't know that.
Correct.
Did Chris follow her into the tent? Is Chris there yelling at me?
No.
No.
I could be.
But also,
So does she say that to me?
nope.
Don't you do that?
Okay. Well, let me ask then about what we were doing. Could you feel time without touching it?
Yes.
That's a start. And another time when you've rested up and hopefully gotten your eyes back, we'll try something else.
Oh,
Okay.
I have a question.
Sure. What's the question?
Do I still have my coffin? Or did it go away with the world?
Great
Ah,
question.
that is an interesting question. Malram, as you awaken, on your kind of like your improvised like bedstand, it's really just a crate with like some cloth over it.
Yeah.
You have a coffee cup there, partially finished. It's cold.
I'll finish it anyways. Never let it quit.
All right, it's coffee. It's cold, about as good as cold coffee gets.
There you go.
Meanwhile, Exel, she says one last thing before she kind of just like takes the time to rest. She says, I was so close. It's not complete yet.
You were so close to getting us back?
She nods.
All right, well, what's not complete? Your understanding or you?
She kind of like shrugs her shoulders and she says, I'm not sure. It's like I almost had it. It's like writing a story, but not all the parts are there. Like you have the beginning and the end, but the middle is missing.
Are we the middle right now?
She nods.
Are you in your own story?
She nods.
So you're just not sure how we end up where you know we're going to be?
She nods.
Would you care to share where we're going to end up?
Dead.
A chamber.
Chamber.
What kind of a
With-
chamber?
A chamber with 7 statues.
Knowledge, history?
Yes. Go ahead and roll me a history check.
Ooh, while you're rolling that, can I do something? Oh, I forget. I thought of an idea.
Go ahead. While he's rolling that, what's your idea?
Okay, since I have Remnant, I want to show it to one of like a blacksmith, because they must have a blacksmith to make all this plate armor for them.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to show the Remnant to him saying, do you know what this is?
Okay. I will tell you what happens there in just a moment. Exel, with your history check of 23, surprisingly enough, you've read quite a bit of material based off of what she's describing to you. You know that 7 statues in a chamber most likely indicates one of the several locations of power related to the 7 tails. From what you know, the 7 tails are just a series of nursery rhymes and fairy tales and stories that are, kind of scattered about the world and told to children. They're all pretty much the same. It's not like it varies too much from region to region. But the information that remains the same is the content of those tales, followed by that there's always 7 of them, and that they were made, or at least they're based off of 7 individuals in the world of Initia, considered to be of legendary status or higher, whether that be a deity or someone of great power, and that they have created these said tales that have shaped history of Initia as you know it.
Are we alive in this room at the end of this?
You're asking her if you guys are going to live.
Oh yeah,
together?
I'm asking like she's saying that's where the ending is. Are we there alive?
Yes, everyone is alive.
Oh. Well then I wouldn't worry too much about it. if we're all going to make it there okay, then stuff will happen in the middle, but that's life. You're kind of taking on a lot of responsibility trying to force things. You're kind of just a kid, even as powerful as you are. Maybe don't try to bear the weight of everything immediately.
She nods.
Is there anything you need right now? Because I kind of want to let you sleep now.
I just need rest. I don't need any food while I'm in here.
Okay, have a good sleep.
Good night, Axel. And she kind of just like drifts off into sleep, and she's just floating in the remnant water. Meanwhile, Malram, you step out of your tent, remnant in one hand, and your plate armor in the other, as you walk up to one of the nearby blacksmiths who are currently working on some of the paladin's armor and weapons. You see him working on a grindstone currently, as you can hear kind of like the high-pitched screech of metal against stone. He pays you no mind. He seems preoccupied with his work.
I want to look over his shoulder, see what he's doing, kind of just observe. See if I can get any knowledge from him for a second.
Okay. And so as you're watching him, you see that he's kind of turning like a piece of like breastplate like around, and he's like kind of like teetering it like back and forth. And then he like brings it back over to the anvil, and like he like begins to hit it very like precisely in certain areas. And you can see slowly but surely he's expanding the metal outwards. You can see that it's thicker towards the center and thinner at the edges. Okay. Roll me... What do I want you to roll me?
Oh, what do you want to roll? Oh.
Roll me an investigation check.
Find it. Investigation, there it is. Come on, I'll be my octopus.
It looks very interesting to you. It looks like it would be very useful. However, it's a little bit like beyond your knowledge, but it does look impressive.
Okay, then I'll get in front of him of whatever he's doing. I'll get in front of him, like on the other side of above the anvil.
Okay. And as you get in front of him, like he can kind of see your feet, like in his peripheral, and he looks up at you. You could tell that he's also a dwarf in appearance. He has this long braided white beard. He also has one of his eyes kind of grayed out. You can see there's a scar that runs from the top, from his brow, all the way down to his bottom lid. And he kind of just like looks at you with his good eye, and he kind of squints. He's like, "Can I help you?"
Yeah, you can help me. Have you ever seen this? And I show him the remnant.
Okay. As you pull out the remnant, you notice that it's dull in appearance. It's almost like a milky white in appearance. No glow of teal whatsoever in it. And the blacksmith looks at it, is like, "What is this, rock?" And like he kind of like grabs one of them with his bare hand. Nothing happens to his bare hand, and he kind of like scratches it with one of his nails, and it's like, "This stuff is brittle. What do you want me to do with it?"
I don't know yet. I just kind of stare at it for a second, try to figure out why. Like I just shake it a little bit, see if it'll light back up.
Do you know what this stuff is? I've never seen it.
It's called remnant.
Remnant.
Yeah, blue, shiny.
Never heard of it. And this looks anything but blue and shiny.
I know. It's strange. I kind of stare at it and I'm like, "Can you put this in my armor somehow?"
Well, I mean, I could try. I mean, I can maybe turn it to a powder, maybe infuse it over the top. I mean, it won't do anything. It just looks like rock, just a rock. But I could do it.
Yeah, sure. I'll say, give me 1 second, and I'll walk back to the party and say, everyone, give me all your armor.
And I'm like, why?
You two are gonna ask me why. Anyone else?
Eskel hands you a shirt.
Okay, fair enough.
Ooh, okay.
I like it, Celine and Chris.
Why?
Okay. I'll say, because I'll hold up my 5 thing to Remnant and say, I'm gonna put it in our armor.
Oh, okay. And I hand you back.
Wait. Lydia might need that.
No. See, this is you had your Remnant. This is my Remnant.
I don't have any remnant, and this seems to be the only way she can heal. Like, you can use it up if you want to, it's not mine, but I don't have a way to help her without that stuff.
I have 10 vials, I believe.
Yeah, we still have a supply.
Yeah, like.
But did you use multiple bottles in the first place?
What?
It took us multiple vials in the first place to get a decent, like, remnant tank for her.
That is correct.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna, like, it just seems selfish to use it on armor right now when we have someone literally losing limbs as we speak.
Yes, so we should keep it and not use it
I think right now, armor is the least of our worries.
I'd like to find you that Remnant is right there. I point to Exel, and right there. I point to like the thing of Christian circling around Exel.
We still may need more.
We have 10. We have 10 more vials besides these. I show them to him anyway, and it's fucking dull anyway, so it's not gonna work here.
Whatever. I don't care.
It might be better to wait till we get back to our own time, and people that know about Remnant can attach it to ourselves better. But if it gets to be days that we're here, then maybe we do want protection. But I think we should wait. There's no reason for now to do it if they don't know how to work with the material. They might end up blowing themselves up, or, we lose out on this Remnant,
Could I roll to know how effective remnant armor has been in the past?
Yeah. Roll me history or arcana, whichever one you have higher proficiency in.
But I ain't got those.
They're both +8.
Okay.
I rolled a 1, so I'm going to snap my fingers and no one remembers that happens, and I will reroll.
Do you have a feature that allows
I,
you
in
to
fact,
reroll
rolled
that?
a 25.
Wait, do you actually...
I rewrote time a little bit. Yeah, I can rewind time a little bit, so it's 25 now.
Wait, actually?
Wait, what?
Yeah, I'm a time mage. I'm not.
Oh yeah, your divination. I forgot.
Let me see.
No, time.
Oh,
I'm not divination mage.
Oh, okay, I see.
Like, I have an ability called momentary stasis where I unhinge someone from time. Like, I am a time mage.
That's pretty sick.
No.
I like that. All right.
That was chronal shift. I literally just redid time.
That's
That
awesome.
is so cool.
Oh yeah.
But none of you are aware it happened because it rewrote time.
Yeah, that is also true. It's like being able to alter time in like a very fine space, so it's like kind of like confined to yourself.
Just a little tiny thing.
So with your Arcana check of 25, you know that infusing Remnant into any kind of equipment is heavily beneficial, twofold. First off, it shores up the effectiveness of the item in and of itself, so basically it just enhances it. So it's like, mechanically as a player, it's like, +1, +2, so on and so forth. It does that. But it also enhances spells. It's like a focus of sorts. So it typically, depending on the way that it is forged, it will also improve spells cast while wielded. So not only does it improve like its inherent capabilities, its stats, so to speak, it also allows for the ability to cast spells and also cast spells more potent at the same time. It's Remnant items are very powerful.
Would I know how easy it is? Like, was that after years of research that people learned how to do that? Or is this just any blacksmith off the street can just pour it in and it'll work?
It is.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Wanna know.
it's the first one. It took 50 years after the
I will
moment
share
of class.
that bit of information before I say it is. I will say it took people in our time, a lifetime in human years, to actually make what you're proposing work. There were losses of life when things exploded trying to figure out how to do it. I don't know the process, it's not my area of study, but it is effective if it can work. But the guy over there that you just met isn't going to be able to figure it out without just wasting it all.
Yeah. And an interesting bit of lore that I just want to note. Axel, you also know that, historically speaking, there used to be many dwarves that existed, many artisan dwarves. However, many of them lost their lives in a pursuit to determine the capabilities of Remnant. So before, like, they were a common race.
If you meet some dwarves, they might be able to do it, because they're all dead in our time.
Yeah.
He is a dwarf. He is a dwarf.
Yeah. In terms of population on Initia, initially there was about 20% of the population on the planet of Initia were dwarves. Currently now, it's about 7%.
Wow.
So more than half of them died trying to learn how to use Remnant.
So yeah, I'm not opposed, Melrose. Let's just do it back in our time. As soon as we get back in our time, immediately let's do it.
Okay, we're how many money for all you going to do it, but because it's going to cost a bit, I thought I was going to do it this time because I know they would cost a lot. But it's going to be hard to work with in our time.
True.
It's flexible.
It'd be cheap, but there's a high likelihood that they'll die trying to.
Yeah.
Is that a problem though? Too, and then we can just take their stuff. I mean, I'm just saying we could kill them, take their stuff, come back, make them like a present with it. I can give you all plate armor. If we all heavy armor, we all be great. I mean, it's that easy.
You don't have to listen to me. You can go get that guy to blow himself up. I'm not the boss of you, man.
I'm just asking. I'm just saying because what race? What class is everybody again? I can't remember. I'm fucking cleric and barbarian. Everyone else is.
You have
I'm a wizard.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't use really armor then. You're not really using the armor. Okay, that's useless to you.
Yep, only it'd be as an arcane focus, which you have to process it into something to be an arcane focus, or just does a block of it work as an arcane focus?
It basically allows you, like, so long as the remnant is infused into an object, you can then use that object as a focus. For example, if you gave him the shirt...
Like water? If it's infused in water?
Yes, correct.
Oh, okay.
God, I'm surrounded by an arcane focus. That's great.
Yeah. Yeah, technically, like, Lydia could be used as an arcane focus if she's just sitting in the water.
No one is using Lydia as an arcane focus.
Okay.
I can't. I don't have that ability.
Why did the rest of you know? No.
Okay. I look at Celine. Celine, what are you?
A variant Ashmar?
Nope,
I think I said correctly.
At your race, I need your own class.
Paladin.
Thank you. Oh, you be great with plate armor. We need to get you plate armor. That's what we need to get you. I might give you mine actually.
But she doesn't need armor. She flies.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Paladin will help you do it. It's a better use for you than me.
Like, if anything, the heavy armor would be a disadvantage for her.
Okay. Okay, Chris, what are you?
Oh, high elf.
High elf monk.
No.
She also doesn't wear armor.
Okay, thank you. I thought that's the same thing I just said. I was like, okay, interesting. Okay, then no one uses armor except me. Okay, got it.
No. Like, the armor would be the least beneficial thing to us.
Okay, then well, I'll do armor, and then you can all be.
Yeah, I would just use it on my weapons.
There we go. We'll give you a dagger or something.
Have him in a dag.
Do you?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
then
could
we
use
don't
my
need
sword or something.
So you're gonna go ahead and just use it in your time period?
Yeah, I'll use it in my time period. I'll hold on to it. I'll say, no, I'm good. I prefer the Griffin that. But I would like to say that we should go to the Remnant Mines and get more Remnant.
Agreed.
Good.
Agreed.
Over at the lack of mountain and be like, I don't think it's there yet.
Correct. This mountain range does not exist here. So, like, for example, where you see, like, for example, the depths and Kiln, that body of water is not a body of water. that entire body of water is actually land. That is pretty much the city of Menaith. It's just like one massive like super city essentially.
Then we should really go to that. But I will confirm with EJ and Chris and Celine and. But we will figure this out because I will told my remnant. I'll put it back in my pocket. I'll go back to put it to the blacksmith and say I need that back. Never mind. You might blow up using this. Don't use it. Don't touch it. Don't worry about it though. You're fine.
Okay. Have a good day, brother.
You have a good day too, brother. I will flip him my gold because he was so friendly.
And he catches the gold and he pockets it.
Okay. I'll come back and join the group, and then the group can do what they want. Okay. I'll wait for the group.
What is the plan, gang?
But I want me to call you now because we're gonna do it from armor company. Yeah. All fucks.
Yeah. As a refresher, the Legion of Nock has offered to gather some paladins together to escort you to the city of Menaith, if you so choose.
Yeah, I say we go. They're going to escort us. That way we're okay and protected.
No stealing from the paladins in this area. They're friendly here, and they're my friends now.
What? Why are we stealing? What?
No. He's saying no stealing.
No stealing from my friends.
Who's planning on stealing? Were you all stealing stuff? These people are trying to help us.
EJ's a rogue, and freaking Chris is just chaotic. Like, I know people in this area.
I'm prepared for any outcome.
I do be stealing, yeah, okay, maybe.
You do be stealing sometimes.
See, exactly. See, that's the reason I say what I say.
And
okay,
so,
now.
So as you're all kind of discussing... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was like, is there no way we could find out more information about, like, how to get out of this time period? Like, just with us for a quick? Because I feel like this has gone in so many directions and we've, like, not even addressed, like, the important bits yet. Like, we're still stuck in a time period. We need to get out of it.
Yeah, we have to wait for Lydia to figure out her shit.
Doesn't she have to heal first?
Yeah, that's true, too.
Yeah, I mean, you could try asking her and see if she knows more. Exo's asked her a few questions.
We still have Salazar with us, too. Like, we can't, like...
Okay,
you tend to figure out anything either?
Should we all ask? I'll ask.
Yeah, feel free to ask them, either of them questions.
Most of them questions.
Okay.
I'll ask both like, how the hell do I get back my regular time so I can use my remnant and I hold it up and look at it and say, it's all dull now.
Here, one moment. Let me go ahead and roll to see if
there you
go.
You say it's all dull. Maybe that means that whatever was powering it just hasn't happened yet. Maybe Remnant was all just made in the Cataclysm.
It was, wasn't it? It was, wasn't it? It was all made in Clash rock right now.
That is correct. It was made after the Clash.
So this is the use of rock right now.
The Clash has not happened yet.
We can't even use Remnant anyways. We are so screwed in this time period. Just so you all know that. Because when that Remnant falls out of freaking Lydia, we're done. We don't have no more Remnant.
I don't know. I think we're not really in any emergency. We're not in danger. Like, we have time to figure out what we're doing. There's no reason to panic, friend. It's okay.
I'm just saying, like, when that Lydia, when that Remnant falls out of Lydia, it's over. She kind of just goes with it.
Well, only if she keeps using her power, which hopefully no one will tell her to do anything anymore.
Everyone, all of us.
We could just agree not to ask her to do things.
I agree to that. EJ, Celine, Chris.
I'm not.
The only reason she's done something is because of working on her powers with Ethel. That's it. Like, nobody else has asked her to do much.
You said that you were doing a... No, back in your mind, you said that you were doing an experiment with
I
her.
didn't ask her to do it, though.
You didn't stop her, though.
Yeah.
Like, I allowed her to do what she wanted.
Yeah.
You didn't
I wasn't going to stop her because...
Say no.
Yeah. Regardless, Lydia is also technically her own person. She did try one thing. She got over ambitious with it, and was hurt as a result. However, this did give you all like a really good example of what happens when she uses her powers, and also gives a further explanation to how she lost her tongue. Luckily, though, it does seem that her eye is slowly but surely healing, but it did quite a bit of damage to her trying to go back in time in that way. Or not back in time, but going back into the future in that way.
So if we're agreed to that, would y'all like to hear what she said to me that I think y'all might find interesting?
Yes, please. Information is always useful.
Well, apparently, and good news first, we're all going to be fine at the conclusion of whatever's happening, and we're going to be in a room that has the statues of the Seven Tails. So, as I understand it, she is a book, but she's part of the book, and we're currently part of the book because we're in the middle of it. And she knows where it started in the ending. She's just not certain what's happening in the middle. So, on the one hand, doesn't really help, but on the second hand, at least we'll be okay at the end. So, no reason to panic. We probably don't need improved armor. Everything might be okay.
Ending control.
Okay, wait. Here's a good question. Is she there?
She could see us there, so in some form or function, yes, I'm certain she is there, because she is a part of we.
Do you ask her that?
I will.
I'm letting her sleep right now. Someone else
Okay.
Oh, is she sleeping? Yeah, I'll let her sleep then. Yeah, I forgot she's sleeping. I'll let her sleep then.
Okay. Salazar is there, though, and he's awake. He's kind of just, like,
Okay.
laying flat on his side as a book, and, like, occasionally just kind of flaps his pages like a mouth.
I say since we're stuck here, let's go on to the town so there could be, items we can procure that will help us in the future.
I'll put my fingers up. Procure. Quote.
Wait a minute.
Well, if we want to get to the end, we could check in the town and see if they know where a room like that is close to here. Maybe if we get there, we get out of this?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Sorry, repeat that one more time?
Oh, sure. I was just putting forward the idea that since we know where the ending is, if we can find a room that has the 7 statues in it, that perhaps that will be the end of the tale and we'll be able to go home or something.
Ah, there you go. There's an idea. So, how would you like to approach that? Are you going to ask around? Are you going to go to Beneath and ask around? Or do some other form?
The plan was to go to town
Okay.
so that we're free of the paladins that could turn on us at any minute.
Okay.
And are likely if we continue talking, because apparently we like to say things that are bad. And we can ask there, in safety, hopefully.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. Alright. And so, you all make your way towards the north, to the city of Menaith. As you do so, you have 4 paladins in your company who guard you safely. There are a few snags along the way. It's really just like a strider or two who kind of pop out of the sand, but they're quickly stricken down by these soldiers, these paladins. Not really much to worry about, luckily enough. Seems like they have it under control for the most part. So you all kind of just travel comfortably in a carriage. It takes you only... Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, can I observe them fighting and their fight style?
You most certainly can try. Go ahead and roll me an investigation check. And then I'll go ahead and I'll tell you what happens in a moment.
Okay.
Meanwhile, you all observe a city in the distance after several hours of travel. It's been about 10, 12 hours of travel. And in the distance, you can see that there is this large city. It seems like there's just a series of buildings that float. They almost look like large buildings, elongated in nature. they kind of rearrange themselves in all sorts of rotating patterns, picking themselves up and then placing themselves back on top of another, kind of like a tower of blocks. Just the bottom being pulled out and then being put over the top, one over the other. You can see that there's a large ring of towers, of structures all around that form a solid wall around the city. You can see that overhead there are several tiny specks flying about to and fro. Roll me perception checks.
Deception?
Perception.
I was like, what?
We're gonna deny them out of existence.
Yeah.
I know, that's why I was confused. I was like, what?
It's like, nope, you do not exist. Okay, bye. Pop. And so, Chris, EJ, and Axel, you note that the tiny specks you see flying back and forth, when you kind of squint your eyes and you focus a little bit more, you can see that those aren't objects. Instead, those are people. They're flying about on large tomes, open books, as they fly all around the city, traveling back and forth between these floating structures.
Salazar, can you do that?
Salazar kind of like flips around and kind of faces them cover side up and says, "Wait, what did you say the city was called?"
Minette.
Menace.
There you go, Minette. There you go. That's what it is. Thank you.
Menace. I recognize these books, but I don't know of a Menace. I know of...
Go on.
I know of a place called Mycenae. It is the city I'm from. Very, very similar to this one. Anyone who has proficiency in history checks, go ahead and roll that for me at this time.
Ooh.
No. What did you for a second?
Nice.
Wow, look at that. Good answers.
Yeah, because I have proficiency, and that's +4 as well.
Okay.
You have 50 everything.
Yeah,
So-
I got a lot of proficiency.
So, EJ and Exel, you recognize the name Mycenae. Mycenae is an ancient city of arcanic power. It was essentially a city of wizards and sorcerers and warlocks and the like. It was a city of magic. This city has since been long gone. The last remains of the city were known to have finally disappeared about 200 years ago. To remind you, this time is just moments before the clash. This was roughly 50 years ago, maybe a little bit more, give or take. So, the city he's talking about has been gone about 150 years.
For Lydia, based on that. Hey, Lydia? Are we in your memory now like we were in Chris's memory before?
Lydia opens her eyes, like finally waking up. And she kind of goes, we're in a tale.
Okay. If we change things here, is it going to hurt you?
It depends on what we do here.
What
Would
should
you care to be any more specific?
the more it changes the timeline, the more stress it puts.
Lydia, help me out here. It sounds like we need to go hide in a cave somewhere until we all die.
Yes.
No. There are certain things that have to happen in the tale for the tale to be complete.
Would you care to share those with us?
I don't know the middle part. I just know that we end up in a chamber with the 7 tails.
Okay, well, let us know if we're doing something wrong, I guess.
Question.
Sure.
So she wrote down everything, right?
Correct.
As in, like, she technically wrote the middle part, she just doesn't remember it now.
Correct.
And I've read it.
That is correct. You did read it.
So can I not, like, jog her memory? Or, like, fill in the blanks?
There we go. Now we're talking.
I mean, I thought about it a while ago, but...
Yeah. But I'm glad that you...
Topic.
Yeah. I'm glad that... Well, no, you're... That's an interesting question. Would you like to run the history by her? Go ahead and roll me a history check at advantage as you try to jog her memory with what you read.
Hold on. When I roll it on advantage, it actually does the D&D Beyond dice. It's not great.
Oh, is it rolling slowly?
Yeah.
That's
It's it was 13 and 2.
Okay, 13. With your history check of 13, you remember some significant bits and pieces of what you read from the pages that she wrote on, the history, as it were. Some interesting information that you do manage to recall is the following. You recall that the way that it was written, Nock and Taith did not fight amongst one another during the moments of the clash. They were trying to work together. They were working together against Nalise. As for why this is, you can't quite remember. However, the information more pertinent to you and your party is that there is a chamber that exists, one that exists in Minaith as the 7 Tails. It is somewhere residing in the center of the city, and this location in particular is going to go under siege by Nalise. Nalise will send her insurgents. She's going to send a small party to attempt to sabotage one of the focuses of power, one of the locations where the 7 Tails can be accessible. In this case, in Minaith. And that is the middle part of history that you are aware of. So now, keep in mind, the ending of this tale, you are all in the chamber, which means at the end of this tale, it will not be destroyed. And so, as you give her this information, she starts to remember. One moment, Jeez. I think I remember how this goes. 5 strange heroes come from the sky into an unfamiliar land of sand. They come to the city of Minaith in search of the 7 tails. They help the gods Nock and Taith stop Nalise from affecting the future. She sends 5 warriors to come and sabotage one of the places of power for the 7 tails. These 5 heroes stop them, and once they have, they disappear. That's how the tale goes. They come to stop Nalise.
Interesting. Is that how I spell Nalise, by the way?
I'm sorry.
Sorry for the Axel. Is that how you spell
Go
Nalise?
ahead.
Oh, are you asking if that's how you spell Nalise, or?
Yeah.
Oh, it's spelled like this. Close enough.
Yeah, you know, Panado. Okay, keep going.
Alright. And so, she shares this information with all of you. It all gets spoken to in your minds.
Hey, Lydia, any chance you were made by the 2 gods that were fighting her?
I don't really know. I don't know who made me. I just remember scientists and experiments.
So, it sounds like we're about to be part of history.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna screw it up somehow.
Lydia, are you remembering the things we have to not do to not screw it up now?
That's kind of a difficult question for me to answer.
Yes.
I suppose so long as things are done in that order, things should turn out okay.
Well, great. So we're here. So let's go into the city and be awesome, I guess.
I wonder if they got liquor in this day and age.
Of course they do.
You think they do?
Yes.
Oh, I'll stare at you.
Now's the time to be drinking.
Yes.
If I recall correctly, there's also several substances that are now illegal in our time, which are readily available.
Or hold up, let's wait a minute. I'll look at Axel. What are you talking about over here? Hold up.
There was a fermented lotus that grew in the desert sands that I believe had some very strange properties that were used in some of the mischievous gods' rituals, if I'm remembering correctly.
Mm-hmm. That is correct. That's correct.
I think the plants actually extinct in our time, but there was a law put in place due to some damage that happened to a dignitary one time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But if you wanted to get some, I mean, for science, that could be interesting.
No.
Yeah.
No.
We do
Yeah.
not need
Yes.
drugged up, drunk people when we're trying to create history exactly how it was.
Yeah, that's
Well,
not.
how
Like,
we
that's
do
how
it
you.
will be how it is.
Yeah.
That's how time works.
Sell it to the next person so they can like I would sell some back alley deals. I can get like 800 gold off it because
Yeah,
I can't
yeah.
find the shit nowadays.
Exactly. Take it to the future.
That's
make money.
good. That's a commodity nowadays. You kidding me? That's a good idea. I will search around for all the desert plants I can find.
Well, then specifically, you want some seeds. I'm just going to point it.
Yes. you want the
Okay.
seeds.
Yes, there we go. I'm almost like a fucking dispensary here.
Hydroponic farm.
Oh yeah.
Well, good. We have something to do in the city now. This will be great.
Lydia
We just have to
also
become center of the city. That's all we have to do.
Lydia also notes that, however, there's one thing I do remember, thanks to Chris. One of those 5 members cannot die. One of the 5 members that Nelise will send, they have to live.
Let's nominate Pop.
Nominate.
Pop isn't alive.
Pop is alive. Pop's somewhere
In the future.
in the future.
In the future, he's not here with us right now.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, Pop is like a 12-year-old boy that is just punches really hard.
I wonder if fucking Satire's around.
No, we killed her. Oh,
No.
you mean
There we go.
This is like years. Like,
You don't know what satire is. We don't even know what satire was. Satire had like a freaking like whatever it was coming out of her mouth. We don't know how old she is.
There's going
Do
to
you know which one it is?
We had a freaking like a what was it called? What was the first we ever? What was it called? A
Yeah.
Nelly's from LA or something.
Yes, there's going to be a young girl that will be with Nelise. Nelise herself will not be there, but in the party of 5, she's about 10 years old, about my height. She's going to have crimson red hair, white fair skin, and she's going to have eyes blue. Eyes.
Satire.
I'm going to poke her and
Not
be like,
satire.
Is this
Satire
you?
was literally blonde.
Yeah.
I thought she had red hair.
I do.
Or was it a red
No.
dress?
Red
Did she have
dress.
a
It was
red
a red dress.
Oh.
It's not,
Red
Oh,
dress.
it's
well.
not even satire.
hmm
Well.
Her name is going to be Tara. I'm trying to remember the last name. It was Merriman?
Ah,
Mary Guild.
Merriman's Guild.
Tara Merriman is her name. She must not die. I'll write the name for you guys.
Okay. All I'm doing is this. This is all I'm doing.
Tara married.
Can we knowledge that name?
Yeah. Go ahead and roll me a history check. Everyone can roll this history check.
Sweet. Fine, fine.
History. Boom. Oh, perfect. I'll take that.
Ooh, okay. So Exel and Malram. Malram, you recognize this name less so. You've heard of the name. You do know that this was someone who was a higher up follower of the goddess Nelise before the moments of the clash. Exel, you know more specifically that she is one of the main founders, or rather guardians, of Nelise's church. She is one of the youngest paladins in recorded history. She is also one of the most prominent warlocks in history, as she was granted her powers from her patron at a very young age, at the age of 6. And 4 years later, at the age of 10, became one of the most prominent warriors in Elisa's church.
Oh. The only person that I know with that name was kind of a prodigy for battle and generally being Nelisa's go-to murder queen. It's interesting that she has to stay alive, because I think the problem's going to be us staying alive.
Yes, agree.
But that's exciting. But on the up hand, we will be at the room together alive, so no worries, it's going to work out.
Sure, let's go with that.
You keep saying that this, no worries, it'll work out. I do not think you know what that means.
I woke up, probably this still same morning because time has stopped from that perspective, in a different time in an airship, and then I was inside of Chris's mind and on sand, and here we are in a city with flying books, and I don't know about you, but I really want a flying book, and I can't worry about everything, but I can go get a flying book. It's a flying book!
I'm down with that. That's what I'm saying.
I
Go into the city.
I pulled the crossbow loaded. Let's shoot a motherfucker out of the sky. Let's take one.
Let's not. Let's
No?
not do that, but let's go see about getting a flying book.
Well,
Surely we couldn't lower
And
down.
again, I turned to Salazar. Can you do that? Can you do that, Salazar?
Oh, get you a flying book?
No. Can I ride you like a pony?
Oh, that. Well,
I'm looking at you, flying book. Can I ride you like a pony?
oh, well, I mean, if you ask me nicely.
Can I please ride you like a pony, Mr. Salazar?
Nay. He opens up himself like a platform for you to sit upon.
Oh my god. I get out a nice clean shirt and put it down so that I don't get him moist and I sit on it.
Oh yeah, because you're like a fucking amphibian.
I totally like bring Lydia along, like come,
I was
get
gonna
on my
say,
lap. We're gonna
water,
go
like,
for a ride.
Orbiting as well too around the book, like so that as you push
I'm
forward,
gonna
the
sit in my
water
lap
drops.
so it doesn't get real dumb, but yeah.
Okay. So like, are you like scouting ahead, like flying on the book and like trying to like get closer to the?
I'm gonna
the
be
city?
honest.
Or just kind of
I
above?
just got a book to agree to give me a magic ride. Like, we're doing a little bit of a magic carpet ride around the city. We'll be back in a couple minutes.
Okay.
Catch up with you guys.
All right. Roll me a survival check at advantage, as he is now flying you around the city to kind of survey the area. Axel?
Oh, I don't know if we're lollygagging. Aren't we in the caravan? We're
Yeah,
we're
you're
in a
16.
caravan making our way over.
Yeah,
so
you're still making
we're
your...
just waiting till we arrive.
Correct.
Malron's
I'm
looking
sorry,
for
it took me a moment
drugs.
to type out a whole
Ethel is
new
writing a flying book.
Yeah, I am for drugs.
Instead of trying to figure out what exactly we need to do and making a plan.
Yeah, I got a plan. I'm gonna get the drugs, sell them in the future, put her in
That's
my
not the plan she was talking about, Malrum.
Like,
I
we
think
need an actual
we're
logical
fighting.
plan.
It's
like,
not-
like selling drugs in the future is the least of our worries.
Yeah, except that
Like,
we're
surely with time
Right.
travel, the further you go back time, then you'll cease to exist eventually. Like, eventually, we're not going to exist anymore.
no, because we're in the future.
No, you guys are in the past.
No, we're in the past.
No. Lydia said we'll be in the end of this book.
That
We're
also
in a tale. Lydia said
Things can change from people's actions. It's called the butterfly
Yeah.
effect, if you know.
Correct.
Like things can change
Actually,
drastically
Yeah.
based on your actions.
Correct.
Like, alone.
It
You're
is a,
thinking-
So, like this could go very
do
bad
something.
very fast.
yeah.
Yeah, but me picking up a seed's not going to do that. It's not
Yeah.
really
It
doing anything.
could. You don't know that.
We actually don't know anything because Lydia had told us. So, I mean,
That is also true. But yeah, as players, do keep in mind that although it is a tale, it's still technically time travel. So depending on like any drastic choices that you make, may have influences on the current time period. Also, keep in mind that I mentioned this before, that because it is a living world, now there's a different plane in which things are influenced for other campaigns as well. Not only is it affected by choices that are made in one time period in different locations, but now it is also along the plane of time. So, depending on decisions made at certain periods of time, may also affect other campaigns in some way or another.
okay,
I
keyword.
apologize if doing this is causing people to be upset, but as a player of D&D, I'm
You
on a
can't-
magic carpet flying through the Arabian Night City. You can't stop my happiness.
Okay, that's fine. You be happy, dude. With your survival check, by the way, of 16, as you fly over the city itself, you see a interesting structure in the center. You can see that it is a head. It looks like it is the head of a large individual, a titan of sorts, but it is alive. Like the eyes kind of move around and they kind of like follow like whatever's closest to it, and as you fly over, it locks eyes with you as it kind of follows you as you fly through the air. Its mouth kind of like
Find
opens.
food and go high.
You can see that several individuals are coming in and out of its mouth, but when the path is open, it responds back to you. Hello there, little one. You can hear the echo of its voice kind of like resonate out from its mouth.
So, I'm Exel, and this is my friend Lydia. How are you? Who do I have the honor of addressing? Because you seem amazing.
Ah, I see. Well, thank you. My name is Dragul. Gur.
Dragul, you have to forgive me. I'm not familiar with you at the moment. I'm a bit overtaken with the joy of flying around this beautiful city. How are you, and what do you do, if I may ask?
Ah. Well. I am the guardian of the seven tales. I am also a great wizard, zerd. Specifically, I am a master of divination, and dreams.
That is so fascinating. I am a journeyman mage of time magic. I am so honored to meet with you. I don't have time at the moment as I'm involved in fancy time-related things, but if I get some time, would you be interested in discussing the convergence of the School of Divination with the School of Chronology? I'm sure that I personally could gain so much from an in-depth conversation with you.
I would love to. However, I have a job to do, and I cannot move my mouth that often. And then he
text
like,
message at it. Does this work?
yeah, he opens his mouth wide to let someone like pass through because he's been kind of just standing there patiently while his like gums have been flapping. He's like, you could see that there's a scholar there with his like palms pressed over his ears because like the noise inside of Dragul's mouth is very loud, and he's just kind of like waiting for you to finish your conversation with him. And then like when he opens his mouth wide open, he leaves, and he kind of gives you the stink eye, Exel.
I'm sorry.
As you communicate with him using message, what do you say to him?
I'm gonna say, so you probably know that something terrible is about to happen, right?
Define terrible.
you're not going to be here soon, to the best of my knowledge. Yeah, is that what you're foreseeing as well?
Oh, silly child.
This is not a threat.
I'm aware. However, that's an interesting question to ask, hero. He says in a knowing tone.
Yeah, I just kind of lucked into that one. I'm much more just along for the ride. The other people I'm with are super serious. Any suggestions that I could pass along? I'm sure I can't take up too much of your time, but you're obviously very wise.
Well.
Is he still echoing in my mind?
No, when he communicates with you, like, in your mind, it does not echo. It's really just more of the scale of his head itself that just has this really booming voice. It's like almost like he's constantly speaking with thaumaturgy, essentially.
Awesome.
So as you ask him, he's like, "Oh, you're looking for information. Well, you should know better than that, Time Wizard, to try to dig for more information from someone of this time," he says with another knowing tone.
Oh, I'm from the future.
I'm aware.
All the information that you have is something that I could theoretically have gotten. If it was the other way around, I would understand, but you have me at a loss as for why that would apply to me.
That's true. Well, there are certain things that are not written in history books. But I suppose I could tell you a little something. Well, I can tell you where they're going to be coming from. They're going to try to approach in crimson robes from the north. They're going to attempt to try to siege this area during the changing guard. This will happen in about 2 hours.
Oh, wow. Thank you. I'm going to go tell my friends before they scatter to the winds looking for some of that plant that I know grows in this time period. Or maybe I misremembered. Maybe that was the other continent. Oh, it doesn't matter. Is there anything that you'd like to pass on in perpetuity? As theoretically I'll be going back to my time at some point. Like, the location of my thoughts on this particular thing are buried at X location or anything? Anything you want passed on?
Yes. Yeah. Whatever you do, when you get down there to the Seven Tails, do not take anything. Only touch this statue. And he's gonna go ahead and I'll draw it out for information's sake. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
6, 7.
7.
Oh, it's so uneven.
It is really uneven. But just like kind of give you an idea, the bottom left one is the one that you're gonna want to touch. I will go ahead and mark it in a color I can easily see. This one is the one that you're touching.
Well, thank you so much, Dragu. I will absolutely make use of this information. I am so sorry I did not meet you in a more fortuitous time, because you are amazing.
Well, thank you. And also, it's Dragur.
Dragur. I'm sorry. I'm not used to the human words so much, but I do my best.
It's okay. It is not a name so common.
I have to go now and try and... I guess I can't stop it from happening, but I have a part to play, I guess. Farewell.
So long.
I'll remember you fondly in the history books.
I'm sure you will.
I'm gonna go and try and find the party. How scattered did you guys get?
They're not scattered. They're still in their caravan. They're very easy to spot on the outskirts, as they're really the only caravan moving towards from the south. As far as you know, there's not really much to the south other than that encampment. So you can just see a lone caravan making its way.
I'm gonna try and grab the captain or whoever is the highest ranking paladin with them, and take him to the carriage, and we can all have a little powwow about what the giant face told me. And I share all that information with all of you in the best detail that I can. It's just a lot for me if I'm just going to repeat it all because you just heard it.
Right.
Okay, I'm not going to pay attention that much. I'm just going to look for plants that I can sell.
And then I'm going to point out we should probably go around the city because we know where they're coming from.
Fair enough.
I think we're supposed to try and stop them. I don't know if we succeed, but I feel like that's what we're supposed to do. Lydia?
I mean, it's worth a try. I don't know all the details, but that seems to make the most sense right now.
Chris, do you have any thoughts on this one?
No.
Anyone have a better idea? Other than desert plant, which we will try to get after we stop the city from burning down.
That's not my problem.
Hey, yeah, I agree. We need to go around. I don't think we're in any shape to take on a fight, especially if we don't know how the outcome's going to be.
Yeah, so kind of like get a jump on them and like catch them first before they see you.
Sure.
Because they're coming from the north and we're at the south, so we need to go around the city.
Yeah.
We only have 2 hours. I feel like we'll have time to set up something and let the city guard know, because the paladins here will be able to communicate with the city and let them know about the attack. Maybe do some good.
Okay.
It's just a dog.
And so...
Oh, and just so you guys know, when we get to the room with the statues, it's only this particular statue that we can touch. We can't take anything. If we take anything, the big giant face intimated that bad things would happen. And I'm going to bet it's going to be something like Lydia's head falls off.
Is that an issue?
Yeah, because Lydia is our way home if we ever want to go home.
Well, I mean, where is this room at?
Don't know yet. Not number one concern at the moment.
Okay,
We
like,
just discussed that.
yeah, isn't it in the city?
Correct.
Yes, which we need to stop from being destroyed.
Okay, fair enough then. Let's go kick their ass.
Yeah!
Yeah! Hee-hoo-ah!
All right.
Did anyone else want to take a ride on the book?
Me.
It's super fun.
Me right here. This right guy right here. I want to get 2 fingers and point at myself like a dwarf. Let's go like this guy right here.
Okay.
I'm going to tell the book, just do 1 lap of the city and come back.
All right. And as Salazar is giving another person a pony ride around the city, I just want to check in. It is about to be 5 p.m. CST for me. This is usually the ending time of our sessions. How are we feeling?
I'll just go with this. Do you need to prepare for Unchained?
I do.
I'll go with that. Okay, then I'm fine with letting you prepare.
Okay.
So
Anyone
that
else?
seems like a better idea.
I like the idea of next week getting an extra hour in, so that would mean we would start 1 hour earlier? Or how would you
can't.
Oh, you can't? Oh, okay.
No, I'm
never
in
mind.
another D&D, and so is Hellvex.
Got it.
That's why we can't extend then.
Oh, okay,
Got
gotcha.
it.
Unless you do it an hour after, but you can't either, because then you'll do back-to-back.
Yeah, I mean, I could do that as well. I'll still have like 30 minutes to prep, and that's like that's more than enough time for me. I could just like time manage for next week to have everything ready to go. So it's completely up to you guys.
Yeah, we can extend it an hour.
Don't owe us anything. Things happen. It's not a big deal either way. If you need to make up time, you totally can. If you don't...
Wait, sorry, Hellbex, are you talking to us?
Yeah, your voice is very soft here, Helvex.
It sounds like you're far away.
Oh, I wonder if it's using my laptop mic. Is it louder now?
Yeah, it
you're
is.
better.
Okay, I apologize. What I had said, I was in the other room, was it's not like you owe us the time. Like, things happen. If you need us to do more to get us to a point you need us at, that's fine. But nobody feels cheated at that time. Like, stuff happens.
Okay.
How about you?
I can work around the normal time schedule. I'm pretty confident that I can get to all the important points needed, and of course I can always improv around it as well.
Yeah.
I just wanted to see like how you all felt in case like you want to get that hour back. You know what I mean? Because like it is on me.
No. It's totally what Hellbeck said is how I feel.
Okay.
Yeah, we all have crap that happens, man. We're not angry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no. Here's a better question. What were you doing last night? That's a better question. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Happy thing. Can we be happy for you?
Yeah, it was happy things. It was also busy things.
Yay!
None of it was bad. It's just been a long week, is all. What's up?
I want to know if it's lady related. Do you have another lady around you?
Good question.
She has a girlfriend, Pyro.
No.
In Texas.
You didn't get the memo.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm with someone new now. I have a new partner.
Okay. You didn't give us. You didn't give me that memo. What the fuck? What the heck happened, person? I was expecting like dinner and a date, some cuddles, but no, I see how it is. What a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, we were just like hanging out together. Like there was something that like we had planned like all week. Like yesterday, and it ended up going like pretty late, but it was a good time. But like I said, it's on me, time management and all that stuff, and then I just overslept.
Good Percy.
Yeah. He walked away, but he said, "Good for you, good for Percy. Percy deserves it, needs it, deserves all the good in the world."
Thanks, I appreciate that. So in that case, if it is okay with all of you, then we can end session at normal time today, and then we will pick up at normal time for next session. All the content should be prepped and ready to go, and I will assure you all that I will be there at the scheduled time.
Okay.
So we are leaving off on the outskirts of Menaith, a strange arcane city with individuals of great magic floating upon books and tomes. You have all met Dragur, or at least you are now acquainted with Dragur and where the Seven Tails currently resides. Luckily, you've also received information on where this small party that Nelisa sent is coming from. You all are currently strategizing and determining how you will best engage this situation, and hopefully end this tale by stopping them from destroying the Seven Tails. You know how the story will end, but you do not know how you will get to that point. Find out in the next session of The Peaks. Alright. Good session, everyone. Thank you all so much for waiting for me for like almost an hour for session start. You guys are all amazing. I felt so bad. I thought like you guys are gonna be like, oh fuck it, we'll just like cancel the session. I'm really grateful for you all being so patient with me. I appreciate it.
Of course. Yeah, and it was
Without the D&D.
yeah. It's you're not normally like that. So I was like, nah,